At Shaver Lake, camping at Huntington Lake. We're at a tent camping site at College Campground, and it's been really fun. We're here with friends, and we rented a boat at the marina, a pontoon boat, and we went around Shaver Lake and went swimming on the islands, and we've been camping here this is the 5th day. We're leaving. We're at College Campground, Sierra National Forest. Be tough to get reservations here, as with most places in California, so it's a good idea to, I think you need to make the reservations like 9 months in advance here. Anyhow, it's just a nice little campground, and it has lake access. There are bathrooms. Some of the bathrooms are like portable toilets, and others are flushing toilets. To my knowledge, they don't have any showers here, but it's still a pretty nice developed campground. There's overflow parking right here by the lake trail. So the lake trail is just a very short little walk to the lake. Our neighbors have been really nice, our camping neighbors, and we've just been out on inflatable rafts and kayaking, and there's a pontoon boat out there like the one we rented the other day. We've run into lots of summer campers. I believe those might be the Boy Scouts out there on the canoe. Beautiful lake. Just nice and relaxing here. There's fishing. We saw people catching fish yesterday. So it's our last day, so we need to be out of here by 12 today. And after that, Tristan and I are gonna head over to Hotsprings. Heard there's some dispersed camping in the backcountry on the National Forest land. So we're gonna go check that out and see if we can find some hot springs over there. I heard it's really pretty. I saw one review that said it had 80% of the scenery of Yosemite National Forest and none of the crowd, so we'll go see if it lives up to that review or not. This is what a campsite looks like. They've been cutting down trees since 7 a.m. this morning, so it's a little bit noisy right now. But it's a nice little spot. It's a little bit close to neighbor campers. Decided to stop at Huntington Lake Resort for lunch. We're gonna get a pizza. We were here the other day. It's also where we rented our pontoon boats. You can see the pontoons down there for rent. All right, we're about to turn onto Huntington Lake Road towards Hotsprings. It says it's only 16 miles away. However, my GPS says it's an hour and 10 minutes away. I think that's because the road we're going to turn onto gets very interesting in places. So, meaning I guess it's like one lane and I don't know what else. We'll see as we come up on it. Working the road. There's some arrows on the road signaling to go this way to the left. So, here we go. might be the beginning of where it gets tricky here. The road looks like it's narrowing a little bit. And I see some potholes. Oh yeah, this is more narrow. So there are several lakes on the way to Hotsprings. This is one of them. I'm not sure what the name of this one is. We're not gonna stop this time though, but it looks like a nice lake. There's people kayaking down there. was reading that this road was built in the 1920s, and it was really difficult to build, and they had to use, I think, dynamite to blow up parts of the mountain. And there's a tent over there, so there's this spruce camping on our left. Yeah, they had to blow up parts of the mountain to make this road. Must have been interesting working on that, huh?
God, that almost looks like a drop-off.
Because that's the hot springs down there. So no wonder they are. So if we can find a spot, then we will too.
We need a
Keep falling over this bridge here. Oh, maybe to the right of the bridge right there we can park. Wow. South Fork, San Joaquin River. Oh yeah. Just can you stop it? So we're close to the resort, about 0.3 miles away from the resort with hot springs. We want to find the natural hot springs. We're not sure if we're in the right spot, but we saw people down by the river we were gonna ask. So we got confirmation that there are hot springs this way. They said there are lots of them. If you keep hiking up the river, down the river, if you keep hiking down the river, you keep finding more hot springs. So it's a little bit of a mucky path here. No big deal though. We have some good water hiking shoes. There are a few people down here, but I think if we want to get away from them and still be by the hot springs, we can do that. Well, we have passed several clear hot springs. There are people in them. I might come back later and check them out. We're gonna walk down, or we're gonna walk down the river this way. Let's see if we can't find some more with less people. This reminds me a little bit of hiking in the Narrows. Woo! Water here is cold and refreshing, but there are places where people have cold rocks around hot water coming up from the thermal activity. Tristan found a better way around. The camping facility is to the right of the river. We want to get away from there. We don't have reservations, although I think there are a couple of walk-in sites available. Reservation. Well, I mean, you can walk in and pay. They have two potential walking campsites, and it's first come, first serve. I looked online and I think they're still available. But we're gonna try to hike out and get away from people a little bit. Try to find some dispersed camping. I think the other side of the river might be a better bet, and maybe down the stream a ways, down the river a ways. Also, if we want to get away from people. Woo, Tristan! Going down the rapids backwards. up to my waist right now. Hi. And the rocks are slippery. So we've been hiking down the river a while. Tristan's been floating down. And we see a little pooled off spot here, which may be a hot spring. We're gonna check it out. The pool I'm in right now isn't really warm, so we're gonna keep looking. Yep, I should have brought inner tubes. You're doing great. It's very deep over there, so looks like we'll be, or I will be, one-handed swimming. Super pretty here. Tristan's waving to hikers. We're walking through Hotsprings campground. And it is really pretty here. Quite the drive to get here, but if you're up for it, I'd say it's well worth it. It runs along the riverbank with hot springs. There's beautiful campsites. Well, we found a lovely little camping spot. You can hear the river close by. Very scenic. And we made dinner. We had chili using my ultralight stove. It was fantastic. And I have a certified bear can that we put far from our tent. And we made chili over my ultralight stove. And we have a certified bear canister that we put everything smelly in, all of our food and other toiletries that have scents in them are all in a certified bear canister away from our tent, so that's fantastic. It's about 6 p.m. right now, so since it's starting to go down, won't be too long before we call it a night. We're playing by the river, watching the trout. Here's a beautiful spot. Well, this morning we dispersed camped. It was great, and now we are heading back to the car, and we're gonna stop at a popular little pool of hot springs on the way. I think we got up early enough that there's gonna be nobody in it. We tried several times yesterday, and there was always somebody in it. So you can see up there, it's steaming. These pools get gradually warmer compared to the river. So these are all little hot springs. The warmest one is up on the top there. It's really wonderful. It's like being in a jacuzzi, except better because it's mineral water, so it's better than a jacuzzi because, ooh, this feels good. Because it's mineral water, so it's good for you as long as you don't go underwater, because there's a deadly amoeba that lives in hot springs. It's fine as long as you don't have any open cuts or, ooh, you can see it bubbling there. You don't want to go underwater either, because you don't want it to go up your nose, the amoeba. So I'm really excited. We got the hot spring all to ourselves after we tried all day yesterday. Although it was cool yesterday, there was a group of women in this hot spring, and we got their permission to join them, and turns out they were a team of scientists who study a spotted owl that lives around here. So it was really neat talking to them, but nevertheless, I'm really glad we found this open. this morning so we could enjoy it. Pretty here with this set of pools. Sounds beautiful. You can hear the river. What do you think, Tristan?
It's cool.
There's a little waterfall over there. And up this way, you can see the yellow primrose flowers. It's really great to be here.